Dear learner on the platform of MOOCs, I am Professor Nafis Ahmed Ansari from Department of Political Science, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Today lecture we will discuss about the Central Vigilance Commission. In a historical perspective and evolution, during World War II, the SPE's duties included investigating allegations of bribery and corruptions in dealings with the India's war and supply departments. The necessity for a central government institution to look into allegations of bribery and corruption by officials inside the central government was felt even after the war. For this reason, the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act was passed in 1946. Following the Act's enactment, the Home Department assumed oversight of SPE and its duties were expanded to include all Indian government departments. All union territories were included in SPE's authority, and the Act allowed for its enlargement to states with the state government's approval. In addition to crime covered by the Prevention of Corruption Act of 1947, the SPE was authorized by 1963 to investigate offences under 16 other central acts and 91 separate sections of Indian Penal Code IPC. The central government was beginning to feel that the need for a central police agency that could look into the cases of not only bribery and corruption but also major frauds involving government of India departments, public joint stock companies, passport frauds, high seas crimes, airline crimes, and serious crimes committed by organized crime and professional criminals. A decision passed by the Ministry of Home Affairs in April 1st, 1963 formed the Central Bureau Investigation CBI based on the recommendations of the Santhanam Committee on the Prevention of Corruption. It was afterwards moved to the Ministry of Personnel, where it still holds the standing of an affiliated office to advise and direct central government agencies in the area of vigilance. The government established the Central Vigilance Commission CVC in 1964 based on the recommendations of Santhanam Committee. In the Vineet Narayan versus Others Union of India 1997 ruling, the Supreme Court issued guidelines about the CVC's superior positions. The Central Bureau of Investigation's role was criticized in this case, and the court ordered that CVC be granted superiority authority over the CBI. In 1998, the government issued an ordinance giving the CVC a statutory status and authority to supervise the operations of Delhi Special Police Establishment CBI and oversee the advancement of their investigation into alleged offences under the 1988 Prevention of Corruption Act. Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003 was passed granting the Commission's legislative status. The Central Vigilance Commission chairperson and up to two Vigilance Commissioner members whom the President could choose comprised the Commission's membership following the passage of the CVC Act 2003. In a writ petition filed following the 2003 murder of the whistleblower Shri Satyanarayan Dubey, the Supreme Court ordered the establishment of a mechanism to handle complaints from the whistleblowers until legislation is passed. The Indian government issued the Public Interest Disclosure and Protection of Informers Resolution PIDPI in 2004 in response to that directives. The Central Vigilance Commission was established to receive and act upon the complaints or disclosures regarding any allegations of corruptions or misuse of office from whistleblowers. This resolution is commonly referred to as the Whistleblowers Resolution. To prevent whistleblowers from being victimized, the Commission has been tasked with maintaining the complaint's name confidential during the complaint process under the PIDPI resolution. The central government enacted the public interest disclosure and protection person making the disclosure PIDPPMB Bill 2010 in the Parliament under the name of Whistleblowers Protection Bill 2011, also known as the Whistleblower Protection Act 2014. The government has expanded the Commission's duties and authority for passing further laws and ordinances. The Lokpal Lok Ayukta Act 2013 was passed by the Parliament in 2013. The CVC Act 2003 has been amended by this Act, giving the Commissions the authority to look into the complaints that the Lokpal has referred to it and further investigations and preliminary inquiry. During its review of the Lokpal and Lok Ayukta, other related law amendment bill 2014, the commission provided recommendations to the department related parliamentary standing committee on personnel, public grievances, law and justice regarding the matter of overlap of jurisdictions between the CVC Act and the Lokpal and Lok Ayuktas Act. The Central Vigilance Commission CVC is designed to be the highest vigilance organization, independent of any executive authority. It oversees all vigilance operations under the central government and advises different authorities within the central government organizations on how they organize, carry out, evaluate, and improve their vigilance operations. Organization. A Central Vigilance Commissioner leads the CVC with the assistance of two other commissioners. The Chief Technical Examiners Wing CTE and the Commissioner for the Departmental Inquiries CDI Wing are the separate divisions of the Central Vigilance Commission Secretariat. Chief Vigilance Officer CVO and the FBI are the two outside sources CVC must rely on its investigative work. A Central Vigilance Commission's chairperson and no more than two Vigilance Commissioners members make up the multi-member commission. On the advice of a committee made up of Prime Minister, Chairperson, the Minister of Home Affairs member, and the leader of oppositions in the House of People member, the President appoints of the Central Vigilance Commissioner and the Vigilance Commissioners. The Central Vigilance Commissioner and the Vigilance Commissioners serve 4-year terms beginning when they take office and ending when they turn 65, whichever comes first. Secretariat. The Secretariat comprises a secretary, 4 additional secretaries, 30 directors or deputy secretaries, including 2 officers on special duty, 4 under secretaries and office workers. The Chief Technical Examination Organizations. The technical branch of the Central Vigilance Commission is called the Chief Technical Examiners Organization, and it run by 2 chief engineers and a staff supporting engineers. This organization primary responsibilities are providing technical audits of the government organization, construction projects from vigilance perspective, looking into specific complaints about construction projects, helping the CBI with the investigations involving technical issues and appraisal of the properties in Delhi, and providing a counsel and support to the commissions and chief vigilance officer in case of vigilance involving technical issues. In 2017, CTEO conducted thorough analysis of 66 procurement assistants involved in 52 firms. Some of the organizations where intensive examinations were undertaken. These are Ministry of Road and Transport Highways, MORT and H, Central Public Works Department, CPWD, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIMS, Employees Status Insurance Corporation, CSIC, Central University of Punjab Airport Authority of India, AII, North Delhi Municipal Corporation, NDMC, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, ONGC, Bank of Baroda, BOB, Commissioners for Departmental Inquiries, CIDs. The commissions has 14 positions for the commissioners for departmental inquiries CID, with 11 holding the rank of director and 3 holding the rank of deputy directors. The CDI serves as an oral inquiry officers in department proceedings brought against the public employees. Integrity Index Development IID, the efficient responsibility and transparent governance of a public organization is reflected in IID. CVC has tasked the Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad with conducting a research based approach to develop an integrity index that can be used by different enterprises as a self assessment tools and that can be adapted to changing needs. CVC investigation by external agency. CVC has no investigation wing of its own. It depends on the CBI and the Chief Vigilance Officer CVO of the central organizations, while CBI has its investigation wings drawing its power from the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. Chief Vigilance Officer CBO. The Chief Vigilance Officer oversees the administration of vigilance in departments and organizations. Vigilance Officer CVOs support and carry out the Commission's actions regarding causing or conducting inquiries. The Commission carefully reviews all the complaints it receives. It is specific verified claims of vigilant nature are found. The complaints are referred to the CVO or CBI, who will promptly investigate the case and report back to the Commission. All the departments and organizations appoint CVOs only after first consulting with the commissions. Central Bureau of Investigation CBI. CVC oversees CBI's operations regarding the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Two of the CBI's most significant responsibilities are preventing corruptions and upholding administrative integrity. The CVC legislation guarantees the CBI director a 2-year term in the office. The CVC is in charge of a committee that chooses the director of the CBI and other officers with a level of SP or high inside the agency, DSP and CBI's investigative branch. Composition as far as concerned, a Central Vigilance Commissioner, the chairperson and no more than 2 other vigilance commissioners make up the multi-member CVC. The President appoints them using a warrant having a sign and seal of the recommendations of the 3 persons committed, led by the Prime Minister, the Union Minister of Home Affairs, and the Lok Sabha Leader of Oppositions. They serve in the capacity for 4 years or until they turn 65, whichever comes first. They are not qualified for any other positions with the federal or state government after their terms. The following situation allow the President to dismiss the Central Vigilance Commission or any other Vigilance Commissioner from the office if he is shown to be insolvent or if he has been found guilty of a crime that in the view of the central government involves moral turpitude, if he works for pay while holding office, or if the President determines that he is unfit to hold office due to a physical or mental illness, or if he has obtained any financial or other interest that could adversely affect his performance of the official duties. In addition to this, the President has the authority to remove any Vigilance Commissioner or Central Vigilance Commissioner due to proven incompetence or misbehavior. But in certain situations, the President must request an investigation from the Supreme Court. The President can remove him if the Supreme Court, following its investigation, supports and recommends the removal cause. If he has any interest or concern in a contract or an agreement made by the central government or shares in any way in the profit from such a contract or an agreement or any benefit or emolument arising therefrom, or than a member of a common with other members of an incorporated company, then he is considered to have engaged in the misbehavior. The Central Vigilance Commission's pay, benefits, and other terms of services are comparable to those of UPSC Chairman and Commissioner of Vigilance, respectively, to the UPSC membership. However, they cannot be changed into his determinant once appointed. Appointment is concerned on the advice of the committee made by the Prime Minister. The chairman, the Minister of Home Affairs, member, and the leader of opposition of the House of People. The President will designate the Central Vigilance Commission and the Vigilance Commissioner. As far as the role is concerned, the CVC is not entirely investigative body. It looks into the governed civil services work as its sole area of investigation. Additionally, the CVC has been releasing a list of dishonest public servants against whom it has suggested taking a legal action. However, investigating corruption allegations against government officials requires the government's approval. The CVC released a list of cases, some over a year old, where permissions are still pending. In 1998, ordinance granted the CVC statutory standing and the authority to supervise the operations of Delhi Special Police establishment conducted by the Delhi Special Police. The Government of India granted permission for the CVC as a designated agency to accept written complaints for disclosure about any claim of official misconduct or corruption in 2004. This thus suggested taking the proper step. It delivers its report to India's president. The functions as far as concerned, number one is to investigate or to order investigation of a complaint filed by the central government alleging that a public servant working for the central government or agencies have violated the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Second is to investigate or to order the investigation of any complaint made by against any official falling within the official category list below, alleging that the official has broken the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Members of the All India Services serving in the Union Group A, officials of the central government, and officers of the central government authorities at a certain level. Next is to supervise Delhi Special Police Establishment (CBI) operations regarding the inquiry of offences under the 1988 Prevention of Corruption Act. Next is to provide guidance to the Delhi Special Police Establishment (CBI) to oversee the examination of offences under the 1988 Prevention of Corruption Act, to examine the status of Delhi Special Police Establishment investigation into alleged offences against the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, to assess the status of petition that are still pending with the appropriate authorities to authorize prosecution under 1988 Prevention of Corruption Act, to provide advice on issues referred to by the central government and its authority, to oversee vigilance administration in the central government ministries or its representatives, to conduct and order and investigations into complaints filed by the public interest disclosure and protection of informers resolutions, and to provide recommendations on necessary actions. Next is when formulating rules and regulations about vigilance and disciplinary actions involving central and all India services members, the central government must confer with the CVC. The central government appoints the Director of Enforcement based on recommendations from the selection committees, which are chaired by the Central Vigilance Commissioner CVC, two Vigilance Commissioner, and the Secretaries of the Ministry of Home Affairs, Department of Personnel and Training, and the Department of Revenue and Ministry of Finance. Additionally, these committees suggest officers' nominations to positions above the rank of Deputy Director of Enforcement after consulting with the Director of Enforcement. Under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2012, the second is the Central Vigilance Commission has been designated as a specialized authority to receive information and suspicious transactions. The Delhi Special Establishment Act 1946 and the CVC Act 2003 were both revised by the Lokpal Loyukta Act 2013, which also made the following adjustments to the CVC's duties. The central government shall appoint Director of Prosecution under the Directorate of Prosecution in CBI on the recommendation of Central Vigilance Commission. Two Vigilance Commissioners joined in the Chairman of the Central Vigilance Commission, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Department of Personnel and Training as a member of the selection committee. The central government appoint officers to the post of SP and above the CBI except the Director of the CBI based on the recommendation of the committees. A directorate inquiry will be established within the commission to conduct preliminary inquiries. The commission has been permitted to look into the claims made by the Lokpal of the officials and member of the group A, B, C, and D. Preliminary inquiry report about the group A and B officers that the Lokpal has referred to the commission will be forwarded to the Lokpal. Furthermore, by its mandate, the commission must investigate these Lokpal references in further detail concerning group C and D officials and decide what further action necessary against them. As far working is concerned, the CVC holds the meeting at its main office in Delhi. It has the authority to control its processes. Its procedures are judicial and possesses all the authority of a civil court. It may request data or report from the central government or its representative to exert general control over the vigilance and anti-corruption efforts. Following receipt of the report from any agency, investigation into the referral it made, the CVC advises the central government or its authorities on the next step to take. Even here, the CVC must submit a performance report to the president. This report is presented to each house of the parliament by the president. As far the removal is concerned, the Supreme Court, upon the president's referral, conduct an investigation and conclude that the CVC or CV or the VC is applicable should be removed. Only then may the CVC or the VC be removed from the office by an order of the president based on the proven misconduct or incapacity. The president has the authority to remove CVC or VC from office and is necessary to forbid them from appearing in person while investigation is underway. The CVC or the VC may remove from the office by the president by order if the CVC or VC, as the necessary case may be, number 1, is found to be solvent, number 2, has been found guilty of a crime that the central government believes involves moral turpitude, number 3, works for pay outside the office during the term of office, number 4, deemed by the president to be incapable of serving in office due to the physical, mental illness, or the last is has acquired any financial or other interest that could negatively impact their ability to perform their duties as a CVC or VC. Jurisdiction is concerned, the following are the under purview of the CVC. The central government group A officers and the member of the All India services serving about union issues, public sector banks officers with a scale of 5 or higher level, Reserve Bank of India, NABARD and CIBD officers in grade D and higher, chief executive and executives on the board as well as the executives of E8 employees classification based on seniority and pay scale, and above in public sector undertakings including the Schedule A and B, chief executives and executives of board as well as those executives of E7 and above in public sector undertakings included in Schedule C and D, general insurance company managers and above, life insurance corporation senior divisional managers and up, officers receiving a monthly pay of 8,700 pre-revised or more than central government's DA pattern may be updated periodically in communities and local governments at the central government owns or control. Ministries with the vigilance unit, the central vigilance commissioner officer of each ministry or department in the union government oversees the vigilance division of the respective organizations. It assists and advises the secretary or head of office on all vigilance related problems. Additionally, he serves as a liaison between the organization and the Central Vigilance Commission and the Central Bureau of Investigation, respectively. The CVO's vigilance functions encompasses the following. Number 1, gathering intelligence regarding the corrupt practices of its organization employees. Number 2, looking into variable allegations that are brought to his attention. Number 3, processing investigation reports for the relevant disciplinary authority to consider further. And the last is referring matters to the Central Vigilance Commission for advice when needed. Limitations are there. It is merely a consultative body. Departments within the central government may choose to follow its advice or not. Disregarding or dismissing such valuable advice could lead to missed opportunities or suboptimal outcomes. Therefore, it is highly recommended that the central government department not only pay attention to but also actively seek out and appreciate the valuable input provided by this advisory body. It lacks the resource necessary to handle the volume of complaints it gets. With only 299 employees, it is fairly a small organization compared to the more than 1500 central government establishment in its meant to oversee. It is important to note that Central Vigilance Commission does not possess the authority to unilaterally direct the Central Bureau investigation to initiate an investigation against individuals holding positions higher than that of a joint secretary. The decision to investigate such individuals requires approval from the relevant department responsible for overseeing these activities. This additional step ensures a fair and transparent process, instilling confidence in the integrity of investigation carried out by the CBI. Involving the relevant department ensures that investigations are conducted with the diligence and in accordance with the established protocol. The Central Vigilance Commission is vital in ensuring transparency and accountability in public administration. However, it's crucial to understand that the CVC's jurisdiction primarily concerns vigilance and disciplinary matters within the government system. While it may not have direct powers to register criminal cases, its authority extends to investigating and taking appropriate actions against corruption related offenses and misconduct by the government officials. By focusing on a vigilance and disciplinary case, the CVC contributes significantly to maintain integrity and ethics in public service, prompting good governance and practices across various sectors. It has the authorities to supervise the CBI. However, it cannot order the CBI to produce any file or instruct the CBI on how to look into a specific case. The Department of the Personnel and Training (DOPT) has a administrative responsibility over the CBI, which implies that the DOPT has the authority to name, move, and suspend CBI officers. It lacks authority to record criminal cases. It cannot only handle cases involving vigilance or disciplinary actions. And the last is that even though the opposition's leaders in the Lok Sabha is a member of the committee that chooses the CVC and the VCs, appointment of the CVCs are indirectly controlled by the national government. Now, concluding this, we can say that the Central Vigilance Commission is crucial in ensuring transparency, accountability, and integrity in the government's and its institutions functioning. It serves as the apex body for vigilance and anti-corruption activities in India and has been instrumental in promoting culture of honesty and ethical conduct in public service. Over the years, the CVC has evolved and adapted to a society's changing needs and demands. It has proactively addressed corruptions and has taken various measures to prevent, detect, and punish corrupt practices. Through its preventive vigilance mechanism, the CVC has been able to identify potential areas of corruption and take timely actions to mitigate these risks. The CVC has also successfully created awareness among the general public about the ill effects of the corruption and the importance of reporting corrupt activities. It has established an effective grievances redressal system through which citizens can report corruption cases and seek redressal. This has not only empowered the citizen but has also helped in curbing corrupt practices at the various level. On the majority achievement of CVC has been its effort towards promoting transparency in public procurement. Its guidelines and recommendations for ensuring fairness and accountability in government tenders and contracts has been instrumental in promoting a level playing field for all stakeholders. Furthermore, the CVC has also been actively involved in capacity building and training government officials to promote culture of integrity and ethical conduct. It has introduced various programs and initiatives to sensitize and educate public servants about the detrimental effects of the corruption on society and importance of holding ethical values in public service. However, despite its effort, corruption persists in the various forms and levels. The CVC continues to face challenges in its fight against corruption, such as lack of resources, political interference, and delays in the judicial process. These challenges must be addressed to strengthen the effectiveness of the CVC and its role in promoting good governance. In conclusion, the Central Vigilance Commission has been a vital institution in the fight against the corruption in India. Its role in promoting public service transparency, accountability, and integrity cannot be undermined. However, there is a need for continuous efforts and support from all stakeholders to strengthen the functioning of the CVC and achieve a corruption free society. Only then can truly realize the vision of a developed and prosperous India. Thank you.